My name is John Potano and I'm one of the hair directors for Redken, and we're doing the Harper's Bazaar invite only show. So the look for today is, it's kind of futuristic but a bit relaxed, I suppose. There seems to be like a ponytail theme that's kind of going on through the whole of Fashion Week. So what we've done is we've just used some Redken hardware gel through the top of the head, and that's going to give us like a really wet look kind of finish. Also really strong side parts. The hair's dragged over the front and then down through the side, just to give us a really square, kind of very modern, futuristic kind of feel. Then we're tying off, as you can see. That's what's kind of going on right now. We'll use some hair and wrap that around the elastic, and then use some Forceful 23 by Redken, and that's going to kind of just stick the hair across the black band. Then we're just going to wet this hair through with a little bit of Rootful to bring through the natural texture, and then let it dry. So the hair's just drying in kind of like a wave, and that's where you get like the cross of two textures that, you know, so from the front she'll be really futuristic, but then when she turns around and walks, she's just going to be a little bit more organic and a little bit more raw. I think the best advice is to, you know, to be an assistant on anything like this. It's like, you know, start from the bottom, just, you know, ask if you can help out, you know, hand pins, tie hair, you know, just generally just watch what goes on so that you get a real feel for like editorial hair, because I think there's a real difference between editorial hair and hairdressery hair. You know, like, so hairdresser's hair is great when we're doing like hair comps and hair expo, and, you know, but generally, like, even when you're doing editorial hair, you're doing, even if looks are quite way out, they're still like edgy, and they still have that, like, you know, Italian Vogue kind of feel to them, rather than, you know, something that's too tricky or hairy. So yeah, just assist, be there anytime you can. Give up your time. Unfortunately, it's something you have to do for love, so you just have to, you know, really get your soul into it and do what you can. I think a great attitude, you know, is my number one thing, and then, you know, I think a good eye for fashion, maybe. I think for me, I always ask, you know, where they see themselves. So before we even talk about fashion, it's like, where do you see yourself? You know, you in 5 years' time, picture it, tell me the story. And if they tell you that they want to be, you know, the best at wedding hair, then obviously, you know, they're not the ones for you, right? If they're kind of going, I want to do hair and magazine shoots and that sort of thing, then at least you know you're on the right track. So they're the kind of things I would look for. I think, well, I travel. I'm just about to jump on a plane and start in New York. I travel the world and work on some of the best shows ever, like Miu Miu and Prada and Louis Vuitton and that sort of thing. So I think for me, the first season I ever did that, and I was standing backstage, and, you know, I'd just been working on all these models that I only ever saw in magazines, and all of a sudden I was there, standing there, and that whole world was around me. I think that was my moment of glory. It was like, wow.